The following program contains subject matter that some viewers may find disturbing and may not be suitable for younger audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
We see cases of preventable death and preventable stillbirth, and it's just heartbreaking.
It's great to have you both on the program today. Manavi, let me start with you. As a midwife, what are you hearing about the free birth movement in Ontario?
I mean, it's definitely very disturbing. I'm definitely hearing from more and more midwives that they're getting the impression from clients that they're going to birth on their own. And it raises a lot of dilemmas. Like when someone's sitting in front of you and they're seeming like they might not call you to their labor, there is this moment of, well, what is it that you're doing here, really? But it definitely sounds and feels like a growing trend, and that's really disturbing.
Let me ask you then, Manavi, how dangerous is it to have a baby alone? And I mean, without prenatal care, without any medical professional, without the tests that come before, how dangerous is that?
I think what I would say is it's kind of like asking someone how dangerous it is not to wear a seatbelt. You can get into a car 50,000 times and have nothing happen, but if something happens, it can really be exacerbated by not having a seatbelt. And so I kind of think of midwives or a care provider as your seatbelt. They can kind of protect you from terrible things spiraling out of control. I mean, it depends on the person's history, it depends on who they are, but it is something that most of the time is probably okay. If you don't have any tests ahead of time, you can't know for sure it's going to be okay. But when it goes badly, you want intervention and you want it really quickly.
Yeah, I like the seatbelt example because most of us are wearing that, even though you're right, most of the time we are safe. Doctor, let me come to you. You're the chair of a committee that looks at infant deaths, and you recently saw a cluster of stillbirths. Why was that concerning or stuck out to you?
Well, I'll tell you, it was a bit surprising. It isn't something we were looking for. And when we started they started to come in, we noticed that there was a bit of a commonality about it. I guess the first thing is people do deliver without assistance, and have done it for years, in the back of a taxi cab or with paramedics while you're en route or stuff like that. It's unusual, though, to have it planned ahead of time. Everything's fine until it's not. And you can't predict. You can have somebody who is young and healthy, first baby, no other medical issues whatsoever, and everything will be fine. Or you can have somebody who is in exactly that area and something happens that a trained midwife or a trained labor and delivery person would recognize. The heart rate's a little too fast. There's a funny color coming out instead of the usual clear liquid when a baby is about to be born. And they would know that that's a time to intervene and help mom and help the baby. Whereas somebody who is having their own baby or on the phone with somebody who is not a trained professional, wouldn't notice the difference.
Yeah, that's the ability to see an emergency. Doctor, you saw 6 stillbirths in that cluster. Is it possible that number is higher?
Oh, absolutely. The issue here is what gets called into the coroner's office. We investigate around 4% of all stillbirths in the province. And we investigate all stillbirths that occur out in the community. But if there's a complication related to a free birth, for example, and both the mom and the baby survive, but there are complications or there are other issues that come out, we wouldn't know about it. If the stillbirth occurred in the hospital and a physician completed a stillbirth certificate and it was related to free birthing, we wouldn't know about that either. We only know what is called into us.
Manavi, some women feel like the system has failed them, right? And so that's why they're in this position. Do you think that medical professionals have to change the way they even approach women that are thinking about free births?
Yeah, I mean, one, I think it's really an important moment to have a conversation where Some people hear free birth and they automatically get turned off, whether it's a midwife or an obstetrician, and they're like, this person doesn't want me. They take it kind of personally. It's a teaching moment, and it's a moment to build trust and to ask someone why, what it is that they're looking for.
Is there anything we can do to stop this, Manavi?
I mean, I have had free birth clients come to me, and through a series of dialogues and what I would call like compromises. Okay, you don't want vaginal exams in labor. These are the reasons why, or the moments why it might be really important to do one. Would you be okay in those circumstances? I really think one of the big ways to reverse this is a lot more education about the circumstances that make home birth safe. And it's not being there by yourself or having somebody online. And I do think, actually, I mean, it's unfortunate, but we're seeing press around this. And I think it is important for people to get the message out there that providers are worried about this. And it's a trend that is, I mean, it's a very, I would say, a privileged kind of trend. Like many women in the world are dying trying to get to a provider. And so it's a very strange moment in time that we have people doing the opposite. But I think we have to listen to what it is that the big fears are about our medical system.
Doctor, anything you'd like to add?
Well, what I would say is that I think she's hit the nail on the head. We are seeing an increasing number, it appears. Everything's by proxy, right? So the registrar's office has told us that there are more deliveries unattended than there were before, and the numbers are rising. And we see cases of preventable death and preventable stillbirth, and it's just heartbreaking. So if we can have that conversation with people that are seeking out free birth and just make sure that they understand all the risks and they have the chance to have them addressed and hopefully have the support that they want and need, then I think we can move forward with this.